Standard 12th subject physics, 9th chapter current electricity. From this chapter let us see potentiometer. So potentiometer is the electric device which does not draw any electric current from the circuit and can be used as a voltmeter for accurate measurement of the potential difference. Let us see the working principle of this potentiometer. It consists of a very long wire AB stretched on a wooden board in the form of large number of segments. Let capital R represents resistance of this wire, capital L represents length of this wire, and the area of cross section of that wire is A. Then between the two ends A and B of this potentiometer wire, a cell of EMF E having its internal resistance R is connected, and therefore from this figure it is clear that the two resistances, that is capital R resistance of this potentiometer wire and the small r, that is internal resistance of this cell, are connected in series, and therefore when the current is set up in that wire, then that current through that wire AB will be given as I equal to E upon R plus R, that is by applying Ohm's law to the complete circuit. Therefore, the potential difference between the two ends of the potentiometer wire AB, that is potential difference across AB, will be calculated as phi equal to IR. Here R will be the resistance of that potentiometer wire, that will be equal to E upon R plus R into R. Value of I is equal to E upon R plus R. Now, the potential difference per unit length of that potentiometer wire, potential difference per unit length of the potentiometer wire, which is called as potential gradient, that is VAB upon L, that will be equal to ER upon L into R plus R. Now both these R are constant, E will be constant, and therefore if L remains constant, then phi AB upon L, this ratio will be constant. So L is the length of the potentiometer wire, and therefore it will be constant, and so that this total factor VAB upon L will be constant, which is called as potential gradient of that potentiometer wire. Now let us consider any point C along the length of the potentiometer wire at a distance equal to L from terminal A. Therefore, the potential difference between the 2 points A and C of that potentiometer wire will be given as phi AC equal to potential gradient into length, that is phi AB upon L into L, and therefore phi AC will be equal to KL, or phi AC is proportional to L. So this will be the mathematical expression for working principle of potentiometer, which will be stated as the potential difference between any 2 points on the potentiometer wire is directly proportional to the length of the wire between these 2 points, provided that the potential gradient must be constant, the current flowing through that wire must be constant at constant temperature. So this will be the working principle of this potentiometer. Now let us see the use of potentiometer. So different uses of the potentiometer will be there. The first use, that is A, is to compare the EMF of cells. So the EMFs of the cells can be compared by using this potentiometer, and therefore again there will be two methods. So first method is separate method or individual method. So by this method, between the two ends of the potentiometer wire, these are the two ends of the potentiometer wire, here a series combination of cell of EMF E key K and rheostat RH will be connected. Then from terminal A of this potentiometer wire, the positive terminals of both the cells E1 and E2 will be connected. Here we have to compare the EMFs of these two given cells E1 and E2. While negative terminals of these E1 and E2 cells will be connected to K1 and K2, that is two-way key. Then the extreme terminal or the central terminal of this two-way key will be connected to one of the terminals of the galvanometer. Then other terminal of the galvanometer will be connected to jockey, which can be touched along the length of this potentiometer wire. Now let us see working of it. So in the first case, key K will be closed so that current will be set up in the circuit. Then at the same time, K1 key will be closed and K2 will be kept open, so that as K1 is closed, current will be passed through this cell E1, that is E1 cell will be in the circuit. But as K2 is open, no current will pass through this E2. It will act as open circuit and hence only current will flow through this cell E1 to galvanometer. Now when this jockey is touched at different points along the length of the wire, suppose at point P, the galvanometer shows null deflection, so that point P will be the null point, and therefore let the length of the wire AP from terminal A to point P, that length is equal to L1, and therefore the length L1, that is AP, corresponds to the EMF of cell E1, because in this case point P we will get as null point, because the point A and point P will be the equipotential points, or here the EMF of cell E1 will balance the potential difference across the length of the wire AP or L1, and therefore we can write EMF of the cell E1 equal to K into L1 as per the working principle of potentiometer, equation number 1. Now in the second case, key K will be again kept closed, but K1 will be now kept open and K2 will be closed, so that now current will be passed through E2 and not through E1. E1 will act as open circuit. Again, when the jockey is touched at different points along the length of the wire, at a particular point P dash, we will get zero deflection or null deflection shown by the galvanometer. That means again here the EMF of cell E2 will now balance the potential difference of that potentiometer wire of length AP dash, and therefore let that length AP dash equal to L2. Therefore the length L2, that is AP dash, corresponds to the EMF of cell E2, and therefore according to working principle we can write E2 is equal to KL2, equation number 2. Now dividing equation 1 by equation 2, we will get E1 by E2 equal to KL1 upon KL2, that is equal to L1 by L2, equation number 3. Now from this equation we can compare the EMFs of two given cells, as well as if the EMF of one of the cells is known, then the EMF of the other cell can be determined. Then go for next method, that is second method, which is sum and difference method. Sum and difference method. So let us see first what is that sum method and what is the difference method. So here in the sum method, if negative terminal of the cell 1 is connected to positive terminal of the cell 2, then these cells are connected by sum method. That means if the negative terminal of the first cell is connected to positive terminal of the second, then the cells are said to be connected by some method, and therefore if E1 and E2 are their EMFs, the resultant EMF will be equal to E1 plus E2. On the other hand, by difference method, when the cells are connected by difference method, then negative terminal of the first cell will be connected to negative terminal of the second, or positive terminal of the first cell will be connected to positive terminal of the second. Then in this case the resultant EMF will be equal to E1 minus E2. That means in case of some method there will be addition of the EMFs, while in case of difference method there will be opposition, that is subtraction of the EMFs. And therefore the circuit diagram for this is like this. So between the two ends of the potentiometer wire A and B, here a series combination of cell, key and rheostat will be connected. Then the positive terminal of the cell E1 is connected to terminal A, while negative terminal is connected to K1 key of the 4-way key. Then K2 key is connected to positive terminal of the cell E2, and its negative terminal will be connected to K4 terminal of this 4-way key. Then K3 key of this 4-way key will be connected to one of the terminals of galvanometer, and other terminal of the galvanometer will be connected to the jockey. So this K1, K2, K3, K4, these are the 4 terminals of the 4-way key. The working of this 4-way key will be like this. When K1 and K2, these two keys are closed, at that time the current will pass between these two sides only. When K2 and K4, these two keys are closed, keeping K1 and K3 open, at that time the current will be passed through these two sides. So only two opposite sides will be conducting if K1 and K3 are closed or K2 and K4 are closed. And therefore let us see the working of this. So first of all, key K will be closed so that current will be set up in the circuit. Now first of all, K1 and K3 keys will be closed, keeping K2 and K4 open. Therefore these two sides will only conduct the currents, and therefore the current from this terminal A will enter into this cell E1. Through cell E1 it will pass along this path. So from K1 to K2 that current will pass, and then that current will enter into cell E2. So current is flowing from negative terminal of the E1 to positive terminal of E2 here, and therefore when this current is flowing like this, then it will flow from this into K4 and then from this side to galvanometer. So here positive terminal is connected to negative terminal. So here positive terminal is connected to the negative terminal like this, and therefore these two cells will be connected by some method, and hence the direction of the current is from E1, K1 to K2, K2 to E2, E2 to K4, K4 to K3, K3 to galvanometer, and galvanometer to jockey. And therefore when this jockey is slided, if it is touched at different points along the length of the wire, at a particular point P, null deflection will be shown by this galvanometer. And therefore in this case, as cells E1 and E2 are connected by some method, therefore total resultant EMF will be E1 plus E2, and therefore the EMF E1 plus E2 will now balance the potential difference across the length of the wire AP. Let that AP distance equal to L1, and therefore if we have taken that distance L1, that is the length of the wire between the 2 points that is null point P, and the terminal of the potentiometer wire A, then E1 plus E2 will be equal to KL1, equation number 1. Now in the second part, instead of K1 and K3 now, K2 and K4 keys will be kept closed so that K1 and K3 will be open, so that current will pass along these two paths. And therefore now when the current is flowing through E1, that current will pass from K1 to K4. Then it will pass along this path, it will enter into E2 like this, and therefore in this case this negative terminal of the cell E1 will be connected to negative terminal of the cell E2. So negative terminal will be connected to negative terminal, and therefore the cells will be connected by difference method. So in this case the current will pass along this path E1 to K1, K1 to K4, K4 to this E2, E2 to K2, K2 to K3, and then it will enter into galvanometer and to jockey. Now again when that jockey is touched at different points along the length of the wire, then at a particular point P dash, the galvanometer shows null deflection or zero deflection, and therefore point P dash will be the another null point, and hence let L2 be the length of the wire between the 2 points, that is null point P dash and terminal A. Then E1 minus E2 will be equal to KL2, that is equation number 2. So in the first case cells were connected by sum method, in the second case they are connected by difference method, and therefore from equation 1 and 2 taking the ratio E1 plus E2 upon E1 minus E2 equal to KL1 upon KL2 equal to L1 upon L2. By componendo and dividendo method, E1 plus E2 plus E1 minus E2 upon E1 plus E2 minus E1 plus E2. So here by component and dividendo method, numerator will be added to the numerator and written at numerator, while denominator will be subtracted from numerator and will be written at denominator, and therefore we will get equal to L1 plus L2 upon L1 minus L2, and therefore simplifying this we will get E2 minus E2 will get cancelled, E1 minus E1 will get cancelled, therefore we will get 2E1 upon 2E2, 2 will get cancelled, and therefore E1 by E2 equal to L1 plus L2 upon L1 minus L2, equation number 3. So by using this equation also by sum and difference method we can compare the EMFs of two given cells.